Bye, sweetie.
Hey guys, I'm gonna wait just a second because there's a lot of people coming in.
And so whenever you want to put yourself on mute so you can't hear any background.
Like, so they don't hear it.
So
Let me give everybody just another minute or two because there's still some people coming in.
What do you do? Okay. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Okay. So I can just do it like that?
yeah,
Okay.
you can just put it down.
Which you can see.
Okay.
You guys can probably mute your mics until you have a question or something. That way it doesn't get too loud in the background. I don't see any other people coming in at this moment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so can everybody hear me? Can somebody tell me yes, no? Good.
Yeah, can
Okay.
hear you.
Good. So if you have questions as I'm talking, you can type them in the chat or just wait a second or just wait me because I can see everybody pretty much. Unless your camera's off, then I can't see you. But so not too terribly much to tell you guys. A lot of y'all were on the team last year. There is a lot of new people too. There's a lot of 6th graders this year actually, which is very different because usually we don't have that many 6th graders. So for those of you who I don't know, which I only see a couple unfamiliar faces, I am Miss Houston. I teach science in 8th grade, so I have some of cross country in my mini school, but haven't seen too many yet. So that's a little bit about me, what I do here. I'm the only cross country coach this year. So last year we had 2. It's just me this year. So if I seem like I'm a little loopy, it's because I have a lot to do. So I'm going to be looking at you guys for some help for sure this season. I'm just going to run through a couple things that I wrote down just that I need to tell y'all. So we have a meet on August 22nd at Siegel High School. So that's like next weekend, literally. So that one almost got canceled, and then he had to take it off the website, and then he had to put it back on because he talked to whoever's in charge of all that, and he figured out a way. So he has a meeting scheduled for coaches on Tuesday the 18th at 7:30 at night. And as soon as that meeting's over, I will tell you guys everything that I know about what we need to do, how we need to do it for that meeting on for that meet on August 22nd. So we're still having it as of right now. I looked on there today, and there are no other meets scheduled right now. So everything has been canceled as of right now, and I think that's because they can't be approved for a meet until they're approved by, I actually don't know who's in charge of it, like TSSAA, and then also like the COVID people. So until that's approved, this is the only one that we have. And then I'll keep you guys updated on that. If I don't have your email, please send me an email and I'll add you to the list, because that's the easiest way for me to communicate with you all right now. And then I also send out reminds. Reminds are a lot easier for me, like when we're at meets or like we're out at practice and I need to tell y'all something, because I can just pull it up. It's like a text. So that's easier for me than like trying to start a whole email. But if I don't have your email, that's where I'm going to send you like the big stuff and like meet stuff and anything you need to know about that. Locker rooms. So this year after school, we're going to start practicing next Monday. So I wanted to have this parent meeting. I know a lot of people couldn't come to it because of the time and everything, but I just wanted to have it. I'm recording it and then I can just post it. So locker rooms, there was what we're going to use to change this year because of COVID. We can't have them leave their stuff in my room and then all change in the bathrooms like last year. So they're just going to be leaving their stuff in the PE locker rooms. And I told them this yesterday, but I know it's easier sometimes when y'all relay it as well. So PE locker rooms is where they're leaving their stuff. The boys will leave it in the boys' PE locker room. Girls are going to leave it in the girls' PE locker room. They have to change immediately after school. Like they're going to go down there, change clothes, and they got to take all their stuff out of the locker rooms. So they're going to leave their 7th period at 3:15, walk straight to the locker rooms. And then there's probably going to be a couple of teachers that stop them and they're going to say, "Where are you going?" And just tell them, just say, "I'm going to change for cross country." Like, I know there's different types of teachers in the hallways. Some are really strict, some aren't. So just, they're going to change. The girls are going to have to change after soccer. So soccer isn't going to do like all their cleats and everything in there. They're literally changing clothes, getting out, taking all their stuff, and they're going to finish getting dressed outside of locker room. And then our cross country girls are going to go in and change pretty quickly too. So I'm assuming it'll take them about 7 minutes to change in the locker room, because they can, they're just putting on shorts and t-shirts typically. So they are going to be using PE locker rooms for those of you who just came in the meeting to change after school. That way they don't have to carry their backpack and carry their bags and their shoes and whatever else they bring. They can leave their waters and stuff in there too, like if they bring a separate cross-country water bottle. Questions about anything with that so far before I go forward? You can unmute and ask, or you can type it. Okay. So I told you guys the meet on the 22nd. Some of y'all did come in late. There's a meet on the 22nd. I have a meeting on the 18th to get all information for that. But as of right now, we're going to that. Same one as last year. I know it'll be a little bit different. Not sure everything yet, but everyone should be running in it. So the costs so far for cross country. So if you were on the team last year, it was $75. That was your banquet. That was your banquet for the athlete. The t-shirt, that came way late. T-shirt, I've already ordered those, by the way, so hopefully they're not as late as last time. And then rent a uniform and meet fees. So this year I'm only doing $40. I already ordered the t-shirts, rent the uniform. I'm not doing a banquet fee in this. I'm only doing the one meet that I know of. So I'm not going to have you guys pay for meets if we're not going to have them. So if we end up needing to do more money later, then we'll just have that discussion then. I'm not going to have you guys put money in for a banquet whenever I don't know if we're going to have one or not. I want to have a banquet. That's my plan. But if we're not going to, then I'm not going to have to refund money to you guys that you're not even going to be using. So they already have their t-shirts. I have all their uniforms ready. I think that's really it for that. And then if we end up needing more money, usually also with player fees, I do like water bottles and stuff like that. This year for COVID, we can't have a big jug of water that we usually have at practice where they can refill their water bottles. We can only do actual individual water bottles. So I'm actually just going to ask parents to, like, if you want to buy a case of water and bring it, and then I'm just going to store them. And then every practice I have to fill up a cooler of ice anyways, and I'm just going to put water down.
I see. Yeah, that's fine.
That's what I'm going to do instead of getting the gallons of water. So that's the easiest thing I can think of. And money for next week, you guys can go ahead and start bringing that money in. It can be a check, it can be cash. I would just put it in an envelope and like put my name on it or something so they're not like running around with money all over the school. They can bring it to me. Oh. They can actually give it to their, well, I'll see them on Monday. Oh, I did not think about that. I'm glad I'm having this conversation with you guys. They can give it to their homeroom teachers in the morning. That's what we'll do. So I'll send out an email to the staff that if a cross-country kid gives them money, they'll just give it to me. That way I can get it in because we have to turn money in before 2 o'clock. So tell them to bring the money to school. On Monday, they're going to homeroom first for 25 minutes. So they'll come in and give that money straight to them. That way they don't have to walk around with it. They don't have it in their backpacks all day long. Nothing like that. How would you like to get money from distance learners? Ooh, I will send you an email. Distance learn. I think you're the only distance learner that I have. We will probably have that if you could drop it off at this school sometime. That good? Okay. So distance learner, I think you're the only one, I'm pretty sure. Drop it off at the school in the front office anytime before 2 o'clock, if you can. It's $40. So just 40. I kind of explained that as to why. Rent t-shirt, renting, the uniform, and then player fees. And then also I will buy some waters myself, but I am going to ask parents to bring some too because I don't think I'm going to be able to buy as much as they're going to need with that. So any questions about anything from you guys? Trying to read this chat here. It's like really small. So since we don't have a lot of meets scheduled, I don't really have too much to tell you guys. The biggest thing was just like relay the message to them that they need to take their stuff to the PE locker rooms when they get to school. So as soon as they come in, there's going to be teachers everywhere right there. So they can just say, hey, I need to put my stuff in the PE locker room. They'll walk it down there and then they'll go straight to their holding location. Like if they're in the gym, if they're 8th grade or 6th grade. So they'll just drop their stuff off and then they'll go to their holding space. They will not be able to go back in there at any point during the day to get something. So don't tell them to leave their math book in there with their stuff. Or anything that they're going to need. Don't put their lunch boxes in there. If they bring their lunch, they are not going to be able to get back in there. Those doors get locked and then they are not opened up until 2:45. So when do they take their clothes? Oh, when they take their clothes in the morning. I just said that. Did that answer that? Anything else from you guys? Okay, I know some of y'all came in like a little bit later. If I don't have your email, which all these names I'm reading, I'm pretty sure I have y'all's emails. If I don't have them, I need to get those ASAP. I gave you guys a piece of paper yesterday that told you how to get in the Remind. You can download the app or you can just text that code and you'll receive text messages. I have the app, so I don't really know how the text messages work. And then I post on my Twitter sometimes. I haven't been using my Twitter lately, but I gave it to y'all and I will start using it on Monday. So that's another resource if y'all check Twitter too. Everybody good? Questions? Bring lots and lots of water. They were so hot yesterday. I felt so bad, but it's just hot. And that's what we do. So I shortened practices to, I do need to talk about this. I shortened practices to 4:30, which I know we did some 4:30 last year. If the time changes to 5, I will always tell you guys beforehand, like not the day of, I'll tell you at least 2 days ahead of time. Probably Sunday nights or something, I would send out an email saying, hey, Tuesday, Thursday we'll have till 5. If for some reason you can't do that because of work or your schedule, just send me an email back. I'm pretty lenient about that stuff. I forgot where my train of thought was going there. So the kids, I know that there's 30 of them and one of me. It's really hard for them to social distance, especially when we're outside. But I will get in really big trouble for that, and I tried to explain it to them yesterday. So make sure they bring their mask. They're going to have one at school, but if we ever have like a practice on a day where we didn't have school or something, who knows what the future may hold, please make sure they bring a mask because I'm just going to have them walk around with a mask on because they are just so touchy, close to each other, and I know that they can't help it. It's just how they are. They're middle school. And then I've told them this, I thought about this. If I can't keep them socially distant enough to where it's going to keep everyone out of trouble, I'll have to split practice. And I don't want to do that because I want them all to practice as much as they can. But just like if y'all relay that to them, maybe they'll hear it at home, hear it with me, and then it's a little bit easier for them to understand that they have to stay socially distanced or put their mask on. They're pretty good about it, but it gets hard, and it gets hard for me too. So they're not to blame. It's not their fault. But yes, there's only one meet scheduled so far. So we were signed up for 5. There was 2 more, but now there's only one scheduled for the 22nd. I'm assuming that there's going to be more. I talked to a coach at Riverdale, and she said that they were working on having another one, but they had to cancel it because the runway has to be at least 6 feet apart. And then some of y'all know, like, when you do run through those certain areas, it is only like maybe one person can fit through in just a spot or 2. So unless those people are willing to go out and cut stuff down to make it wider, they have to just cancel them. So I'm hopeful for more in the future, but we shall see. If not, I asked the kids this yesterday too, some Saturday runs together or something, just so that they're not always just running at school and running the typical runs. If people can't make them, then that's okay, but that would replace some of our meets, just having some outside of school time together. Any other questions?
Question about water, because I know water fountains aren't being used. Are they allowed to fill up water bottles at school, or do we need to send them in the mornings with like a large amount of water in a water bottle already?
So since they're leaving their stuff in the PE locker rooms, if they want to bring like an extra thing of water just for cross country, I would do that. But I also said at the beginning, I'm going to ask parents to like bring me cases of water, because they cannot share waters. They can't like have a gallon and share it with their friends or something like that. They can't share a water bottle because they ran out. So I'm going to have a cooler of ice that I already bring out to every practice, and I'm just going to fill it with water bottles so that they have more water bottles. And they can just bring their one, and then I'll have refills for them. Because that's what football's doing, and that seemed to work really well for them. So instead of them lugging a whole gallon to school. Any other questions? Good. Okay, well, if that's all the questions you guys have for me, that's really all I have to tell you right now. I'll definitely be communicating stuff with you through email, and if like y'all ever come to pick up for practice, if you have a question, just wave me down. I'm always trying to stand out there and see stuff. Sometimes I'm cleaning up or something, but I'm more than happy to come talk. So just let me know. Good. All right, see y'all. Thank you. I'm looking forward to cross country, socially distant.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.